Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most elaborate and frankly mind-bending models of reality ever conceived, the Vedic Universe. So, I want you to just forget everything you think you know about cosmology for a minute, because we're about to explore a universe that's built not just on physics, but on consciousness, on our actions, and the incredible journey of the soul itself.
Now, before we get to these giant cosmic disks and timelines that stretch into the trillions of years, we have to start with the one force that makes this whole thing tick: karma. This quote from the Markandeya Purana just nails it. Every single action, good or bad, has a consequence. It's like the spiritual law of gravity, binding the soul to this material world.
And you know, the best way to really get a feel for how this works isn't through a textbook. It's through the stories found in these ancient texts called the Puranas. Think of them less as myths and more like narrative case studies, showing these massive cosmic principles playing out in real life.
So to see this in action, we're going to follow the amazing story of a king named Sheshanaga. Now, this guy was a good man. He really was. But he made one mistake. Just a moment of distraction during a sacred ritual, and that one little slip-up kicked off a karmic domino effect that sent him spiraling through the cosmos in a way you just won't believe.
Okay, so look at this path. This isn't just random punishment, right? It's a direct, literal map of his actions. Each rebirth is a specific consequence, a step down the ladder. First, he becomes a dog. But here's the kicker. He's reminded of his past life as a king, and the remorse is so intense that he just dies, only to be reborn as a jackal, then a wolf, a vulture, a crow. His path only turns when, as a peacock, he's accidentally bathed in holy water from a ritual, a yagya. That one moment of grace, totally unintentional, was enough to hit the reset button on his karma and get him a human birth again. It's such a powerful way to show how karma works, moment to moment and life to life.
So that's the individual journey. But now, let's zoom out a bit to the world we all live in. In the Puranic view, our mortal realm is basically the stage for this constant, epic struggle between two cosmic factions. You've got the Devas and the Asuras.
Now, it's really tempting to see this as just good versus evil, but it's much more nuanced than that. It's really a conflict of consciousness. The Devas, or the gods, are all about the subtle stuff: spiritual growth, harmony, working with the divine order. The Asuras, on the other hand, they're the masters of the material world. They're driven by power, by physical enjoyment, by exploiting nature for all it's worth. And us, mortals, we're caught right in the middle, influenced by both sides.
And this one story, the churning of the cosmic ocean, just perfectly captures this whole dynamic. The Devas and Asuras actually team up for once to try and get the nectar of immortality. But the second it appears, the Asura's true nature kicks in. They snatch the pot and run. It's only because Lord Vishnu pulls a fast one, disguising himself as this incredibly beautiful woman to distract them, that the Devas manage to drink the nectar and secure their place in the heavens.
All right, so now that we know the players, let's zoom out and look at the playground itself. And this is where the Puranic model of the universe really stretches your mind.
So, get this. The Puranas don't describe our world as a little blue marble spinning in space. No. They describe it as a vast, disc-like plane called Bhu-Mandala. And right at the very center of it all, there's a golden mountain, Mount Meru, which acts as the cosmic axis that everything else revolves around.
This whole plane is made up of 7 concentric islands, and each one is separated by a different ocean. But these aren't your typical saltwater oceans. We are talking about oceans of sugarcane juice, of wine, of ghee, yogurt, and milk. This is probably the clearest sign that we're not looking at a physical map you'd plug into GPS. This is a map of reality built on sensory experience, on symbolism.
So you're probably thinking, okay, how does this square with modern science, with the Earth orbiting the Sun? Well, the insight from the source material is that these aren't competing truths. They're just different maps for different purposes. The modern model we know is based on what our physical eyes and instruments can measure. The Puranic model, though, is a map of reality from a totally different perspective, a higher consciousness-based view. It's the universe as perceived by beings like the Devas.
All right, so if the scale of Puranic space is just immense, wait till you get a load of the scale of its time. We're moving from geography to chronology now, and trust me, the numbers are just astronomical.
So in the Vedic view, time isn't this straight line moving forward. It's a huge, repeating cycle of 4 ages, or yugas. It starts with the Satya Yuga, this perfect golden age of truth, and then over millions of years, it decays through the Silver and Bronze ages. Which brings us to right now, the Kali Yuga, the age of conflict and materialism. And one full cycle through all 4 of those ages,
It takes 4.32 million years.
And that massive 4.32 million year cycle, you think that's a long time? In the grand scheme of things, it's nothing. It's a blink of an eye. 1,000 of those cycles make up just one single day for the cosmic creator, Brahma. His entire lifespan, which is basically the lifespan of our universe, is a number that's almost impossible to wrap your head around. 311.04 trillion years.
So, we've got this unimaginably fast universe with these endless cycles of time, and it kind of makes you wonder, right? What is the point of one single, tiny, fleeting life? To answer that, we have to zoom all the way back in, from the cosmic down to the personal. This entire cosmic structure, this whole stage, is the setting for the soul's journey. And a human birth, here on Earth, is this critical junction point. It's a unique launch pad. From here, our actions give us three main paths. We can go up, ascending to the heavenly realms of the Devas. We can go down, descending into the lower worlds of the Asuras. Or we can choose to get off the ride entirely, to achieve moksha, total liberation from the cycle of birth and death.
And the vehicle for this entire epic journey, through all the different bodies across all these cosmic planes and over eons of time, is the mind. It all comes down to the mind. As this quote from the Vishnu Purana says, the mind runs the cycle of the world. The battles, the karma, the way we even perceive reality, it's all happening right here in the landscape of our own consciousness.
Ultimately, what's so amazing about this ancient model of the cosmos is that it creates this epic framework, but then it places the power of individual choice right at the very center of reality. It leaves us with this one final, really powerful question. In this massive universe of epic cycles, with the power of your own mind, what story will you write?